Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Nerds Drink Whiskey. I was going to do a comparison blind taste test between my two Japanese whiskeys, but I don't know, I kind of wondered if, even though 4 is too many, mainly because my senses get dulled by the end and it's kind of hard to tell at that point.
Who are you calling drunk? You're not drunk, I'm drunk.
But I think 2 might be too little. So, and it might actually be good to have an odd number so that way, you know, I always have the chance of getting one wrong. I always have to, you know, I don't know, it's just a little better, I think, with 3. We're going to try 3. So the third one is the one I'm reviewing this week, which is something that my wife bought simply because she wanted to torture me. And that's mostly why. But what she says is that she wanted to buy it for a couple of the people that used to be on the show and are now off doing their own thing, which more on that later. We got some things we're working on where everybody is going to be all under one big umbrella, one big team. I got some things I can't speak about yet because I don't want anything to ruin the plans. So domain names that I have to make sure are available and all that. But Nerds Drink Whiskey is about to go through a little bit of a pivot, a little bit of an evolution. So, but the whiskey reviews will continue because I still like whiskey and I'm still going to review it, and it's actually kind of easy. I'm getting used to doing these shows by myself. So, plus this episode, with this episode, we have a new cast member. Yeah.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
New cast member, and it's not just my dog. Yeah, just somebody I've been trying to get on the show for a while. All right, I'm promising you right now, a hot chick is going to be on the show. That's right, it's a hot chick. So, but first, let's go into my intro for Smokey Joe Islay Malt Scotch Whisky. The price is about $45, $44.99. And the proof is 92. And can we talk about the massive amounts of fake Scotch fans that we have? There's a certain comedy character that I think is to blame for this. But whenever I hear somebody brag about that they like Scotch, I always like to ask them, do you prefer Highland, Speyside, Islay? And I get deer in headlights. What? Wait, what? No, I like Scotch. Yeah. Highland, Speyside, Islay, they're different regions of Scotch. And depending upon the region, that is going to depend on the taste. Each region has its own specialty. And if you don't know that, you're not really a fan of Scotch. As far as I'm concerned, and I'd love to see you guys dispute me in the comments on that, because this is totally just an opinion thing. But
I know, you don't have to explain. You're always explaining and explaining. Go.
To me, a real Scotch fan is a fan of Islay. And that is because of something called peat. And if you are a real Scotch fan, again, you will know what peat is. And so peat is what gives it, for the fans of Scotch, it gives it that smoky campfire on the nose as well as the taste. It gives it that, it is what makes Islay an Islay. So, and it's what real Scotch, that's what real Scotch is known for. I myself am not a fan, but it's this, the reason, but it still fascinates me because, like with cilantro, you can have 100 people in a room, you give them cilantro, and, you know, half of them will say, ooh, a nice tart lemon lime taste. And then you'll have a percentage of them that'll say, this tastes like dish soap. It's the same chemical. It's the same, chemically, it's the same thing. It's the same substance. We didn't change it at all. but some are tasting lemon lime and some are tasting dish soap. The same goes with Islay. If you like it, you're going to like it because when you taste it, when you smell it, you get very positive things. Campfire and smoke, and it's very...
Okay, doc.
You know, it's a very full-bodied, very, you know, pleasant thing that just, you know, it's like a really good candle. But, and maybe it's because I really don't like campfires. I don't like camping. I hate camping. Mosquitoes and not being in my own bed and not having internet and not having a TV and just, yeah, no, I'm not interested. Mud, rain, just, yeah, no. But lack of privacy, I could go on. I hate camping. Maybe it's because of that. I don't know. But for some reason, I don't smell campfire. I don't smell smoke. I don't, my experience with Islay is completely different. What I get is used Band-Aid and old gym shoe. And it's just like with the cilantro. It depends upon the person. And to me, that fascinates me. Like how you could have one substance and get two completely different experiences. That's what makes whiskey so interesting. And no matter, even other types of whiskey. So, but especially with Islay is when that really comes out. So, even though I'm not a fan, I am fascinated. I'm not fanatic, but I am fascinated. So that's why I continue to review Islays, even though I may not like them. So if I say, use Band-Aid, or definitely some old gym shoe in there. If you're a fan of Islay, if you're a true fan of Scotch, consider that a recommendation, because that would be what you're gonna probably experience the positive side of that, which is smoke and campfire. So, but that's my intro. And before I review it, before you get my review, I'd like to introduce a new segment to the show. I think I'm going to bring in the chick's opinion.
We're gonna need the smart chick.
Doesn't have as much of a campfire smell as I was expecting based on what was advertised, but it's definitely there. Nice and light. Kind of a sweet smoke. And I'm almost getting a hint of orange behind it, but definitely good. I definitely like this. Yeah, I would have preferred more campfire, but for the smell versus the flavor, this is a good balance. I'd say this is a good midway Islay. It's not really strong, but has just enough smoke to keep me interested. Kind of a thin mouthfeel though, but yeah, that flavor is really good. Nice and light. And a little bit of a bite. I'm liking everything about this.
All right, told you, hot chick. You got to get a hot chick's opinion. Now, for those of you who don't know, yes, the voice of the hot chick is my wife, who she won't come on camera, and I won't put her on camera because she knows not just where the knives are in the kitchen, but she knows where I sleep. And but after years, I've finally got her to agree to be on camera if I just zoom in on the little plush chicken. So a whiskey show with stuffed animals. You know, we've always been a little weird, right? Out of all the whiskey shows out there, we're the weird one, I believe. Let me know in the comments if there's a weirder whiskey review show than us, because I think we get that medal. And I know Whiskey Tribe attempts at being weirder than us, but whatever. You guys are normal. That's right, I said it. Normal. Anyways, I've been putting this off for a while. It's time for me to brace myself and just give this a try. So save me, Dark Helmet. Save me.
Ludicrous speed!
if I was in a situation, something in my eye. If I was in a situation where I was in a room with nothing but Isleys, and it was a business meeting, and I had to, I had to secure the deal, so I had to be able to play with the players. All right, I got to drink an Islay. Smokey Joe would not be bad. It's I wouldn't say it's pleasurable for me, but it is it's tolerable. It's a little more tolerable than most Isleys. I do sense a lot of flavor in there, other than sorry, but the old used Band-Aid and Jim Shoot. But it's there is some more. There seems to be a little bit more depth to it than most Isleys. Most Isleys are so heavy on the peat that they forget to make it flavor. It's kind of like your pepperheads that make things so hot that you don't really taste the food. I think that with Smokey Joe, I think that they've really balanced things out and made it, given it a little bit more than peat. The peat does linger quite a bit. If you like peat, you're gonna like Smokey Joe. Or is it Smokey Joe or Smoke Joe?
She messed around with a bloke named Smokey.
Smokey Joe, yeah. You're gonna like Smokey Joe if you like peat. If you are a true Scotch fan, I really recommend that you try Smokey Joe. It's well done. Again, I'm not at all an Islay fan. In fact, I'm gonna try and wash that, get that Islay taste out of my mouth. But yeah, so that's why we had to bring in the hot chick for a segment. And just so you know, before I start getting hate mail, she's the one that came up with that. She's trying to get me killed. Anyways, yeah, so my wife's the one that came up with that name. And by the way, she because of a previous experience, she doesn't even want her name in the credits, because then she ends up, like, her name ends up coming up on Google. So her name will just be Mark's wife. Anyways, that is a new segment we're going to have. I think it adds a little bit of humor to the show, which we always like to add a little bit of humor to the show. But whiskey should be fun. Whiskey should be something positive, and I think that helps. So this is kind of turning into a husband and wife thing now, which is a good thing. I like that. But anyways, that's it for this week. And next week, I promise that we will be doing the 3 whiskeys blind taste test, where you guys get to make fun of me if I fail again and am not able to tell the different ones, which, I mean, just like with last time, I can't imagine how I couldn't tell the 3 apart. One of them is a single malt because it's a Scotch. Oh no, it's a blended. So how is it a Scotch? I don't know. Let's see here. It's non-chill. Oh, this is non-chill filtered. That may be why I like it a little more. I do tend to like the whiskeys that are non-chill filtered, but I'm seeing that it's blended, but if it's a Scotch, it must be like from the same year or something. I don't know. I may need to do a little bit more research on that. I can never remember exactly what it takes to be a Scotch, other than it being from Scotland and having peat and all that in there. So anyways, see you next week with a malt whiskey blind taste test.